What's going on, gamers? So just updated an article literally about 15 minutes ago. I read it just to take a look at some stuff, and I'm like, okay. So let's get up to date on this. As you know, I cover all news, all gaming platforms. We do this on this channel. You'll see me get into some beef sometimes with certain platforms, certain bases. It happens, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's just part of life. Be masculine. Um, Here we see exclusive Xbox's handheld Pembrooke, so this is the official handheld, by the way, not the Asus theme handheld, has been sidelined for now, as Microsoft doubles down on Windows 11 PC gaming handheld optimization. When I see this, I kind of think, well, then you're trying to really get that Windows operating system more up to date. Definitely after us seeing those recent Steam results, where they had the same handheld, Asus handheld, and one had the SteamOS, one had the Windows OS, and people were seeing like 15-20% increase in FPS and double battery gain for indie. Yeah, if I was Microsoft, I'd be like, all right, time to increase my operating system to make things better. Definitely, if you want to do that Steam hybrid mix in the future and have it for your handheld as well. Xbox's handheld ambitions continue unabated, but the focus is shifting towards improving Windows 11 for third-party handhelds for now. The Xbox Series X successor is totally safe with development continuing at full pace. Whatever that's going to be. We're thinking, PC hybrid, which I think will make sense. So going down here, we get a Windows Central highlight of this. It's good to put something there. And he says, actually, I don't need this. We're not doing a video. He says, I come to you today with some fresh news about Xbox's handheld plans, which we understand to be codenamed Pembroke. And the Kennan was the one that they're going to be releasing this year. Previously, I reported that Microsoft was working on a native Xbox handheld alongside an Xbox Series X successor, planned to launch around 2027. It now seems that Microsoft's priorities have shifted somewhat. Previously, well, no, hold on. Microsoft still wants to build its own Xbox handheld in the future, so he has some type of intel on that apparently. But Microsoft has decided to prioritize its teams to improve Windows 11 gaming performance. They need to do that, specifically for devices like the Asus partner device, Project Kennan. It is possible that the existential threat from SteamOS, which on paper delivers better gaming performance than Windows 11 itself, as we know, and I've done a video on this yesterday. You guys seen it? I've used this image. If we go all the way down here, we're seeing like for example right here, Cyberpunk. Guys, that's 13 frames per second between the OS right here. Doom Eternal, 9 frames per second. Witcher 3, see that 10 frames per second. And then like you're getting double battery life when you're running like 2D indie games. They did Dead Cells and got 6 hours on the SteamOS and Windows 2.75 hours. So if I was Microsoft, I would go work on that. You got all the money in the world to do it. Why not? And plus, that's something that's going to affect your next console too if you're trying to unify the dashboard and get the Steam hybrid aspect going. That's your best route now. So I think it is good to focus on what's right around the corner so you can get things going for the PC side. I don't see that being a problem. The handheld is still far out. Okay, so yeah, we looked at that. Has informed these decisions. Our sources have indicated to us that Microsoft is still deeply investing in developing its own Xbox gaming handheld technology in the future. But it was announced internally today that the priorities are moving more deeply towards third-party OEM handhelds in the end term. All right. Um, so you know about OEM, original equipment manufacturer. That means like, for example, Asus will be OEM because it's not Microsoft doing that. They need a third-party manufacturer. So that's what that means if nobody didn't know about that. And like I said, I think that this is literally what they have been doing in general. It all has to be third-party focus. at this point after they're monopolizing, because it's like you need Steam, that's third party, focus, open platform. You need third party OEMs. You see all this third party aspects all over the place because that's literally the situation they're majorly in. And it's good to team up uh, with those individuals. It's the best thing to do. So you see right here, Windows Central exclusive report, and it's not, didn't have a price on it. But yeah, and then we found out the Asus handheld Project Kennan is actually the Asus ROG Ally, and this is what we're talking about here. Project Kennan is the code name Microsoft's partner Xbox handheld with Asus. We understand that Kennan is targeting a launch for later this year. The hardware side is essentially finished, but there's a significant, it's for Kennan, by the way, effort between the Xbox and Windows teams to improve the experience on the software side. Devices like the Asus ROG Ally and Lenovo Legion Go already run on regular Windows 11, and the Xbox layers and apps have improved, but there's still a lot of improvements to be made. Agreed, big time. And I've done this before. We've zoomed in on this, and we saw that was the X symbol right there, across that right there. You can't really zoom in on this right now because it's an image, but I can just do this for you guys real quick. And this is what I was talking about right there. That's where the image was at. And you know about that little select button on the Xbox controller. So, yeah, we know about that. Now, the codename Pembrooke was Microsoft's initial internal Xbox handheld effort. It was always a bit unclear if Pembrooke was designed to be a native Windows 11 PC gaming style handheld or more of a native Xbox console style experience. But after seeing this, we have the answer, right? And that's what he's about to say. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was saying too. That's the Xbox handle that can run your Xbox library, and this is the Xbox themed PC. It's just like no different than a laptop or desktop, but you have the Xbox theme on there. So that's the difference between those two. Microsoft wants to get this right and learn through here first before they move to their official, which is going to be different. Obviously, there's no way they would try to do that now with the Switch 2 launching this year. That's suicide. Um, all right. All right. Okay, so going back here, it says, it seems that it was indeed meant to be a device that could run full Xbox games. We're talking about the codename Pembroke. But Microsoft has decided to prioritize its teams on the partner opportunity around devices like Kennan. So it's basically stalled right now. At least for now. I've been told that Microsoft still has big ambitions and is investing heavily to deliver a native Xbox handheld. But the shift is about prioritizing and allocating resources right now. There have been no layoffs or anything like that as a result of this representation. Okay, it says Microsoft is also working on next-gen handheld cloud systems, which are now in testing at Microsoft's headquarters in Redmond. So that's Washington. They need to do that so that they can get closer to NVIDIA. They do. The new cloud platform should bring its latency closer to parity with NVIDIA's GeForce Now service, which is arguably the performance leader right now. I'll agree with them on that. Yeah, it's pretty nice, and that's kind of the future when hardware really goes away. And you don't even need a PC; you just need something like that running on it, and it's not going to be a hardware difference. It's just going to be how good is your development. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't see why there would be any layoffs. Um, Regarding the situation, nothing failed or happened. You know what I mean? So talking about right here, there has been no layoffs or anything like that as a result of this reprioritization. Because like I think the only way that could even happen is if you were trying to compete on the market and you failed and you like lost so much money and it was bad and you were trying to do like some console war or something. But this is just Microsoft doing things their own way. Nobody's like looking for like this handheld to come and do like 40, 50, 60 million sales. That's unrealistic. That's not going to happen. It's going to be more like a Steam Deck, this Xbox themed Asus aspect. Same thing with the official handheld. That'll sell more, but it's still not going to be anything insane unless it's something that you need where you can't get anywhere else. That's the thing. These are all supplementary devices that are bonus options that you can add if you needed that, if you traveled a lot and you wanted to continue like that, or if you just wanted to support and get all devices like people do, you know what I mean? But it's not like, oh, here's a dedicated handheld with dedicated games around it and has its own market, and you can put it over here and this is, where you could play these games at. No, 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 no. These are all just bonus editions. You know what I mean? So I think what would be cool though is if they had an Xbox official themed handheld with Steam on it. Something like that. That would be cool. And that's maybe what they're trying to work on now to kind of like put that over there once they got that system perfected, and then it'll launch at the best way that it could possibly launch. And that's what I think about it. You know what I mean? So, but as far as like a need, no, it's not. It's an option. I'll keep updating my laptop or my desktop, you know what I mean, and continue doing that. And having a Nintendo for handheld and anything Xbox, I'm going to do on my computer on Game Pass. Not to say that people shouldn't support this. Hey, do whatever you want. I've never told anybody what to buy and not to buy. I never do that. I just say what I need to say, and I'll be honest and blunt about it, whether people like it or not. Because I'm not coming to attack anybody. I'm literally attacking corporate stupidity. But some people wanted me to cover some stuff with Nintendo. Well, when the console launches, if there's some problems there, we'll cover that. Just like I waited for the Pro to launch to talk about the problems with that. So I do that with every console. It's not going to be anything new. There's going to be a lot of comparisons coming. Get ready to see that, all that. Live streaming, it's a new console. You know what I mean? It's about to be the biggest growth the gaming industry needs. It's going to have the biggest launch of all time. I'm stoked for that as a gamer. I think any gamer should be excited for every console launch. It's just the spirit of gaming in general. But I see people being losers. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Personally, I think they made the right move. Focus on everything on this because this is what's close. But I mean, I don't care about this handheld, but I still got to cover everything for all gamers. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Let me know what y'all think. Later.